When people start their savings journey, there is no shortage of frugal hacks, and it all sounds inspiring. But here's the truth, not every frugal trick is going to be right for you. Some of them can waste your time, drain your energy, or make you feel as if you're never doing enough. And that's because real frugality isn't about what you can do with the least amount of money. It's about how wisely you can use what you have. So here are a few hacks that sound good on paper, but don't always make sense in real life. And the first one is making everything from scratch. It sounds cost effective. Baking your own bread, making your own cleaners, sewing your own clothes. And while it can also be satisfying to say, I made this myself, it might not always be the best use of your time or money. When you factor in ingredients, equipment, the time it takes to get it right, and even the cost of making mistakes, it might add up to about the same as buying it from the store, and sometimes it can cost even more. Now, if cooking and crafting brings you peace and you absolutely love it and you wouldn't have it any other way, that's different. But if you're doing it just to save a few dollars and it leaves you tired and frustrated, that's not frugal, that's exhausting. Real frugality values time and peace of mind just as much as money. So there's nothing wrong with buying the $4 loaf of bread if it gives you back an hour of your day and saves your sanity. Because in the end, frugality isn't supposed to feel like punishment. Another thing is turning every hobby into a side hustle. We've all probably heard it before. Find a way to make extra money doing what you love. And while yes, that can sound like a dream, it's not always a frugal move. When you start monetizing every single hobby, you risk turning something that you love into something that stresses you out. You start buying more tools, paying for marketing, and worrying about sales, and before long, it's not fun anymore. So one thing to keep in mind is that not every joy needs a business plan. And one thing that a lot of people seem to forget is that being frugal isn't just about how you spend your money. It's also about how you spend your time and energy. Because if every spare moment is spent hustling, there's really no room left to recharge or simply enjoy life. And some people might not agree with this, but a fulfilling hobby that brings peace is worth more than a few extra dollars, especially if those dollars cost you your joy. And the third overrated frugal hack is focusing on money hacks instead of mindset. And granted, mindset alone is not going to put more money in your bank account, but it is the starting point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of finding new money hacks. You might download new budgeting apps, find new ways to maximize credit card rewards, or look for the best coupon codes. But unfortunately, a lot of that might not really matter if your mindset around money never changes. So if you're still overspending, avoiding savings, and trying to maintain a lifestyle that you can't afford, all of those hacks are just short-term fixes. Because the most powerful frugal hack isn't a trick, it's awareness. And this involves learning why you spend the way you do, what triggers your money choices, and how to stay disciplined when life gets tempting. Because in the end, that's what creates long-term change. And when your mindset shifts, the little things start to fall into place naturally. You'll stop chasing every deal and question whether you actually need something, and you'll care less about keeping up and more about creating peace in your finances. The bottom line is that real frugality isn't about doing the most. It's often about doing what makes sense. So you don't have to prove how resourceful you are by baking every loaf or turning every interest into income. Because true peace happens when you know how to balance your time, your energy, and of course, your money.